I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai Bashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone. And honors to the hopeful elect. 144,000. The 1/3. Blessings to them. And blessings and salutations to the Akim and the Aqua. Shalom. I want to bring up this. And this is really for non-Israelite people that really don't know what's going on. And even for the Israelite people that do know what's going on. I wanted to bring out some information. So as you can see, the peak this is Venezuela, has seen domestic fluctuations in oil productions, all right? Peaking at over 3.5 million barrels per day. Damn. In 1973. I mean, to look at how many barrels they was producing. 3.5 million barrels per day. Even back then, they had old money. I mean, old money. Even though the prices have dramatically changed, you can see why Venezuela is a target. Now it brings out, and in 1998, but falling to less than 600 barrels in 2020. That's only 5 years away. Due to mismanagement, economic crisis, and sanctions. All right? So they probably was holding some of their product due to prices. Because who's going to try to sell a lot of their oil if you're not getting the money worth for it? It says, despite holding the world's largest proven oil reserves, Venezuela's oil industry has faced decline. But the point that I want to bring out is this. It was said that Venezuela has more oil than Saudi Arabia. That's basically where those Arabs are at. They got more oil than them. So you can see why America has constantly shown a history of messing with them. Look at this. National decline. But there's something I want to bring out. It's the discovery oil was discovered around 1913, marking the beginning of Venezuela's transformation into an oil economy. So that's when they discovered that, hey man, they really have a whole lot of oil. Let's look at some history just to try to bring out. All right. So you see what I punched in. Let's see what it gives us. So you see around this time, they had problems with Venezuela. 1902. But we want to go around the time when they discovered that oil. Hugo Chavez, the Bolivian Revolution. So right here in 1998, Chavez elected, being a new era of socialist policies founded by high oil prices, broad wealth redistribution, but also moved towards an increased authority of anti-U.S. government. Chavez nationalized key oil projects, leading U.S. oil grants, Exxon Mobil, and 2010. The economy war declares an oil price decline. Chavez declares an economy war due to the rise of shortage. So it was a rise of shortage of oil. So maybe they hit a spot when they really just couldn't produce that much. So a decline in oil production due to underinvestment, diversions of state oil companies. See that? Look at there. They blocked U.S. humanitarian aid for Venezuelan Colombian border. This is in 2019. The Trump administration warned the Venezuelan military to deflect from this man, and then in sanctions reimposed after temporary erasing some of the oil sanctions. So basically, they're producing the oil and they were still sanctioning them, putting a high tax on them to encourage fair elections. The U.S. reimposed them in April 24, citing Maduro failed to meet the agreed upon terms. So, this is in 25. High tensions under Trump's administration. The renewed Trump administration has labeled Venezuela as a drug cartel, as foreign terrorist organization, and authorized the military forces against them. So, you see that they have a history of stuff with the United States. But as soon as it gets down to this, 2025, they're labeling them as a drug cartel. See, that's just a smoke and screen right there. Because the thing is, it's really about the oil. It has nothing to do with drugs. They're sending the drug thing towards American people to blind them. But to the world, this is really about oil. Let's look at alliances with Venezuela. Alliance. Let's just go to alliances. All right, as you can see, Venezuela key international allies are generally countries with autocratic or anti. That means they don't mess with United States stance, including Russia. Slovakia, China, Russia, and Cuba. Other countries like Iran and Turkey also maintaining supportive. So this is what it is. When you look at this, you look at the United States, just like in the previous video I showed China, Russia, and I showed India, but they got Cuba too. And other countries like Iran and Turkey. So you have to look at this. Venezuela has a lot of oil. So of course they're going to do business with these other countries because they couldn't do business with United States because, as it says, serving as a partner against U.S. sanctions. You see? That's where the problem has been coming from. And it says that Venezuela can still count on a block of Caribbean nations historically through programs. So United States is working. You got to see why United States is actually going against Venezuela. If United States enemies are China and Russia and Cuba, which we know Cuba has been since the Cold War, basically aligned with Russia and has been against the United States. Of course, the United States will want to stop Venezuela because Cuba's close to the United States, and if they want to, Russia can line an attack from Cuba or Venezuela. Easy. You see, you got two countries that are close to the United States that can launch an attack. So the United States is saying, let's cut off their oil supply, because if you don't have no oil for your your boats and for your tanks and your planes, you got to have gas. From oil, you can make gasoline, you can make jet fuel, you can make all that stuff. You can make plastic, you can make rubber. So when you have that, they're like, we got to cut these people off. And seeing that they have allies with these people, which really there's a fourth one there now, India, they're going to back Venezuela. Whether they want to trade with the United States or not, for the simple fact that they got a lot of oil. See? Key allies, China, Russia, Cuba, Iran, Turkey, other allies. Right there. They probably got more than that. See? Some left-wing governments, such as those in Brazil, Colombia, have recently adopted a more critical stance seeking to foster democratic transition rather than a full support. But see, that's when he's in. I wish this had more. Let's see what pops up. They got regional support. Also see, they even received report from Bolivian. See, the thing with Venezuela is they supply so much oil. They got so much oil They're supplying to the enemies of the United States. And that's what it's really about. They come on TV saying it's about drug cartel when it's not about drug cartel. This is supremely about knowing that this nation can supply the enemies of the United States. Because if you don't have oil, how are you supposed to fly your planes and your military equipment? You can't. They're not about to paddle boat over here to raise some war. They're not about to do that. They're not about to send their missiles through a rolled up rubber band with tension and trying to send that missile through the air. They're not about to do that. They need this gas. They need this oil to burn so they can do what the stuff they got to do. That's why the United States wants to wage war on Venezuela. It has nothing to do with drugs. It's just the smoke and screens. That's all it is. And those that are not in the know are going for it. Now notice what I typed in. These are the enemies. All right? Right there. See? Leading to sanctions. See that? See? 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 See, this is during the Trump administration. It's nothing new that the United States have been imposing sanctions on Venezuela. See? This is recent, but you can see the old shit that they've been doing. See, the thing is, why would Venezuela have to use drugs in the United States? There's no reason for it. For the simple fact that they're making so much money off of oil. It's like, come on, man. They're like, why would we want to even deal in drugs? Like, look how much oil we sitting on. Look at that. I mean, come on, man. He said Venezuela is ordered first in the world for its massive proven oil reserves. Come on, man. And y'all think, come on, man. Look at this, man. Proven oil reserves. Venezuela proposes the world's largest proven oil reserve as of, this is of 2023. Estimated places it reserves at around 303 billion barrels. Come on, man. Shares the world's reserves. This reserves constitute about 18.7% of the world's total oil reserves. Man, they ain't playing, man. They sitting on liquid gold, man. And diamond. Come on, man. And y'all sitting out here believing that these Edomites are going over there and doing what they're doing just because